It's vitally important for us as photographers to protect our assets. And by assets, I mean photographs. These are the tools that we use for earning a living. And just like a plumber will lock his tools up to stop anyone stealing them or etch his name on them, we must do the same. Now we can increase our security by placing additional metadata in each of our images. Now let's look here in Bridge, and we can see we've got the metadata panel. Now if we scroll up and down, we can see there's a lot of metadata here that's taken straight from the camera and embedded straight in the image. The file name, the document type. If we go further down, we've got even more. We've got the EXIF data, which is the exposure, the focal length, what lens you were using, what your maximum aperture was. So there's a whole host of information that gets embedded straight from your camera. If we look for a moment here at the IPTC core information, here we've got a lot of information that isn't filled in. And this is just as important. The creator, what your job title is, what your address is, what your city, where you live, what your phone numbers and contact details are. Now all this information allows us to uniquely identify our images in the case of theft. And on the positive side, gives others the necessary information to contact us should they need to use our images. Now we can click in each one of these fields and fill them in. So I could type my name in there, click and type what I do. But do we have to do this on each image? Well, no, we don't. What we can do is we can make a template and then add it to as many images as we want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to this little doohickey in the corner of the metadata panel here. I'm going to go down to create metadata template. Here we've got all the IPTC core information and I'm going to fill it in. But so you don't have to watch me filling it all in, we'll come back in a few minutes when I've done it. Okay, I've now filled in the majority of the information that we need. I just scroll down a little bit. There's some important information here just at the bottom. The copyright notice, the copyright status, which you decide whether you're copyrighted, public domain or unknown. And then the rights usage terms, I just put please ask. So when all this is complete, what you can do is save this out. So I'm going to call this my basic template. And I'm going to save it out. Now, if I go back over to this little drop down box again now, and when I do append metadata, I should have now a basic template, which is the one I've just created. Okay, so let's select an image, which we have. We've got this flowers image selected. I'm going to go over to the little drop down menu. I'm going to append metadata and click on basic template. And what that will do is within a second it fills in all that information for you. So you've only got to type it out once and then everything is filled in for you. Right, what next? Well, let's select some others. You can select as many as you like. I've just got another 3 here, so I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to hold the shift key down and click on the last one. It says here multiple values because we've got different images. I'm going to go over here to the little drop down menu, append metadata, basic template. And that'll now Bridge will whir away merrily for a second and it'll now add all that information to each image. Now if I click off and then click the second image, just scroll down a bit here, you'll see it's now added all that information to each of those images. It's a worthwhile thing to do to get into the habit, because when you're importing images you can do it automatically. If you're using Bridge, you can tell it to add this template to each image. So basically after a while you forget you're doing it and it's done automatically. So there we are, creating and using a metadata template using Bridge from Photoshop CS6.